Good morning, just thought I'd share a quick video. I spent a bit of time yesterday after my gym session just having a play about on the sled, just getting a bit of a better feel for where and how to push it, pull it, what feels better, what works better, using the sled to move the sled. So we've all pushed the sled and seen other people pushing the sled in ways it just doesn't seem to move, and other times we give it a bit of a push and it goes. And I was just thinking about being a bit more cerebral about moving it, about thinking about where my hands are, where my body weight is, and how you move an object better, rather than just putting my hands on it and pushing or pulling it. So just put a couple of quick videos together now, different ways that I tried. All of them pretty much show that if you get your weight low, if you get in the centre of mass of the sled, you'll move it a bit better. I'm quite lucky in that respect, in that, you know, I'm sort of weighing 95 kilos at the moment, so the sled will move quite easily under my weight. Just put a bit of weight on it, pushing or pulling, and it'll start moving. I completely understand that someone who's 50 kilos isn't going to have it quite as easy, but if you can use the sled against itself and get in the centre of it and get a little bit lower, you'll be able to hopefully move it a little bit easier. If you see, particularly on the sled pull, you'll see the difference between standing up straight and putting some weight on the rope, and then actually bending your knees, getting low, and just leaning back. The sled was just moving straight away. So, you know, it's not something that I did in Birmingham. In the last race, I stayed high and struggled a little bit with the sled. And one of my training partners said to me afterwards, why weren't you getting lower? Why weren't you driving with your legs more? And I just got into that race mentality of move the sled. And again, if you watch the video, you'll see that I could have moved it a lot easier and help myself and save my legs and my arms a little bit for the rest of the race. So enjoy, guys. Hope it helps, and hopefully see you guys at London at the weekend. Cheers, bye-bye.
As you can see, I'm pushing straight armed here, hands high on the handles. My back's not horizontal, so I'm putting weight through my core, really putting some fatigue into it. As you can see now, I've now dropped my hands a bit lower, my back's more square, less flex in my back, so it's moving a bit better. I don't really like that grip. I'm trying here with what you see quite a lot of people doing on the day. It is quite a lazy push. It puts so much pressure through the middle of your back. I really didn't like having to do it this way. It's not ideal at all. Kept the same grip, but moved my hands down about 10-12 inches on the handles, and it's actually quite a nice movement. It didn't feel good for me because of where my chin was on the plates, but otherwise not too bad. This is get my natural grip, but a bit higher. Again, my back's not square, so it's putting a lot of weight through the middle of my back. And then now this is how I would do it on the day. Nice square back. Because of my wide shoulders, I'm able to wrap my arms around like I've done there and just drive through, and you can see how comfortable I am with that. By all means, give them all a go, but what I would suggest is try and keep your back as horizontal as possible, less flexion in your core, which will have less of an effect on your run. You've got a lot of running to do afterwards, so we want to protect that core as long as possible, seeing as all the sleds are only the second and third stations. Here now we're on the pull. I'm just showing here how difficult it is pulling high, so no bending my legs. I'm doing a couple of different options here. One where I'm wrapping it around my arm. The previous one was just pulling double-handed, but really stood up straight. It's really tough getting it going, and this is on AstroTurf, so it's a lot easier than it's going to be on the day. Now going on to what we were talking about in the original introduction, and that getting the centre of gravity lower, bending the legs, really getting a good drive from the legs to get it moving, and then standing up and just giving it a pull. It just feels so much easier. It moves so much better. Obviously, again, this is moving a lot easier than it would do on the day because of the AstroTurf, but just one one little pull each time like I'm doing here just gets it moving. Use your body weight. Like I say, I've got 95 kilos. I'm moving it without really giving any drive from the legs, so I'm saving a lot of energy, a lot of muscular strength, which I can then save for the run. So I hope that's been useful. It's certainly something that's been useful for me, just actually going through it and doing it, and give it a go and see how it goes on the day.